اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. So that we are going to talk about the hadith number 28 today, inshallah ta'ala. Right by Hazrat Abi Nujayh al-Irbad bin Sariyah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He says, وَعَظَنَا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. He said that one day Akhal Sassam gave us a lecture or advice, ma'idha. وَجَدْ مِنْهَا الْقُلُوبِ. The hearts became wajilat, fearful. The eyes were tearful. وَذَرَفَتْ مِنْهَا الْعُيُونِ. And the eyes started flowing. He said, فَقُلْنَا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ كَأَنَّهَا مَوْعِظَةُ مُوَدِّعٍ. That looks like a farewell sermon, someone who is going to depart us. So there was so much effect in the kalam of Aqasam that the qulub would be affected, and the uyun will start flowing, the tears would start flowing. And Sahaba Ikram asked Rasulullah, this maw'izah, this speech of yours indicating that someone who is departing from his companion, his family and his people, he says things like this what you're saying now. So he covers every single thing. He tries to talk about every important aspect and not leave anything behind, subhanAllah. So when that's the case, Ya Rasulullah, we fear that we are very fearful, our hearts are really fearful, and we are crying because of that. Because that indication from you. فَأَوْصِنَا, so give us some wasiyah, some advice, leave some will with us, so that we can act upon them. فَقُلْ فَقَالْ. So meaning that this wasiyah that you will leave with us when we know that you're going to depart, or this indicates that you're going to depart from us, that will be most important wasiyah. The most important thing that he wants his ummah to do once he leaves from the dunya. And that would basically encompass all the teachings of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, in all his entire prophetic life that he made. So the most important crux and essence of all of the teachings is that أوصيكم بتقوى الله عز وجل. I enjoin you to adopt the taqwa of Almighty Allah. أوصيكم بتقوى الله والسمع والطاعة. So adding on to what we learned about the honor and respect of your teacher earlier, we learned that you can't learn the knowledge unless you respect your teachers more than your parents. You can only gain knowledge and benefit from that when you honor your teachers, when you listen to what they're saying, especially the teachers who teach you the knowledge of Islam. When you benefit, when you respect the knowledge of Islam, the books of Islamic knowledge, and the teachers who teach you Islamic knowledge, then only you benefit from the knowledge, and then only you can act upon the knowledge. We learned this earlier. But adding on to that, it says, وَالسَّمْعِ وَالطَّاعَةِ. So I advise you, while adopting the taqwa, the piety, at the same time, sam'i wa ta'a, I advise you about listening to the orders of your elders, wa ta'a, and being obedient to someone who has been appointed as leader upon you, or a teacher, or your elder or guardian. So whoever lives long enough from you, so he's talking to Sahaba Kiram now. Whoever lives long enough, he will see ikhtilaf kathir, he will see great difference occurring among the people. So this was his times, and he's talking about khairul qurun. He said the best of the times is my time, and the one that comes after it, and the one that comes after that. So 3 generation were from the Khairul Qurun, the best of the times. Even then he said, so those of you who will have longer lives, they will see great ikhtilaf. He was aware of all of the ikhtilaf that occurred later in the time of Sayyidina Umar and in the time of Sayyidina Usman and Sayyidina Ali after Sayyidina Umar passed away. So this was, he was referring to that, and then also the ikhtilafat that occurred later after the Sahaba Kiram passed away as well. So he says, you will see great differences, but at that time when you see ikhtilafi kathir, then the time of fitan and trials that we're living in now, there's so much difference even among the ulama. No one is agreeing upon one thing. We hear every kind of different opinions and fatwas everywhere. If you tune into YouTube, there's so many mufti and kiram sitting there, YouTube muftis who basically speak out of their desires, and they don't follow any code of Sharia basically. And so it's the time when the young mind would be confused. At that time, when that occurs, then فَعَلَيْكُمْ بِسُنَّتِي. At that time, hold on to my sunnah, subhanAllah. If you hold on to my sunnah and observe my sunnah, then that should be enough guide for yourself. And not only that, was Sunnat al-Khulafa Rashidin al-Mahdiyyin. And the sunnah of my rightly guided Khalifas, successors, and who are Mahdiyyin, who are guided as well, subhanAllah. SubhanAllah. So he already knew that my Khulafa will be guided. Now be sunnah, like follow sunnah of Aqas. Because everything that Sahaba Kiram did, that is also sunnah of Aqas, because they can only do what Aqas advised them. So you can follow the sunnah of my Khulafa Rashidin al-Mahdiyyin. So when you come across that sunnah in the time of ikhtilaf and trials, when you see so much difference among the people, and you come across the sunnah of the Sahaba Kiram, Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar, Sayyidina Umar Farooq, Sayyidina Usman, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu ajma'in, the Khulafa Rashidin, when you come across the sunnah, and they were best of the creation after the prophets in the tartib order of the Khilafah, they were best of the creation after the prophets, obviously. When you come across that, then عضوا عليها بالنواجز. عضوا عليها بالنواجز. Hold on to them with your molar teeth. Nawajiz. Meaning hold on to that strongly. Even if you have to hold on to that with your molar teeth, the ones which are at the back, you should do that. And should not let it go, should not turn away from that. That's the most important thing that can protect you even in the times of the fitan and trials. Similarly, he's saying, وَإِيَّاكُمْ مُحْدَثَاتِ الْأُمُورِ فَإِنَّ كُلَّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. Important element, important piece of hadith. You say that إِيَّاكُمْ, stay away, وَمُحْدَثَاتِ الْأُمُورِ, stay away from the innovations, and because every innovation, كُلُّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. Bid'ah will only be dalala. Bid'ah basically means anything that was innovated after the time of Islam, which was not present, and also which has no roots in the Sharia or in the Quran and Sunnah. This hadith itself highlights that we have to follow the Sunnah of me and my Sahaba Kiram. So something that is not found in Sunnah of four Khulafa Rashidin and Aqas, that will be bid'ah. This hadith itself is a guide that bid'at is only such a thing that is not done by the Aqasam and his Khulafa Rashidin, and has no obviously foundation in the Sharia. That will be bid'ati dalala. But ulama have mentioned that bid'at It's not that simple to understand. Some people you'll come across, they will say, oh, this bid'ah, and kullu bid'atin dalalah, every bid'ah is wrong, so you can't do this. But don't be obviously fascinated by that, because bid'at, ulama ikram have mentioned it of 6 types at least. Some have said 5, some have said 6. But those who said 5, they have counted the bid'at makruh tanzihi and mubah as similar, because they had not much difference. But those who said 5 types, they said one bid'ah would be wajibah sometimes. If you write it down, that can be very beneficial for yourself. So bid'at can be wajib sometimes, let alone being haram. It's wajib to do. And that bid'ah is like learning of a compilation of Quran in book form, otherwise it would have been lost. Or learning the knowledge of Hadith, learning the knowledge of fiqh, and developing these sciences. This was not present at the time of Al-Qadriyyah, but we need to do this to preserve the ilm of the Quran and Hadith. This is bid'at, innovation, however, is bid'at wajibah, because that is in line with the ahkam of Sharia to fulfill the acquiring of the knowledge. And bid'at will be mustahab, something which is recommended because it is beneficial in practice of the deen. For example, the establishing of the madaris, studying like this, establishing Al-Qadriyyah college in Leighton. All of this is bid'at, but bid'ati mustahabba, you can say. And bid'at can be makruh. For example, say building masajid in the modern ways, and also decorating the masajid shouldn't be done, should be avoided. And bid'at could be haram sometimes when you have a nasi qat'i against something, and somebody does that, innovates against that hurmat of Sharia, something that is prohibited in the Sharia. Somebody innovates, that will be bid'at haram. So only when bid'at is makruh tahrim or haram, that a bid'at is not allowed to be innovated. Otherwise, sometimes it is wajib, sometimes it's mustahab, sometimes it's mubah, permissible to do. Only when it's makruh tahrimi or haram, that you really need to avoid that bid'at. So next time when someone asks you or says to you this is bid'at, the first question you should be asking is that whether this is makruh tahrimi or haram. And he should be able to reply. If he can establish it's makruh tahrimi, then he needs a hadith to establish that this is makruh tahrimi. If he says makruh is haram, he needs a hadith, a regularly transmitted hadith mutawatir, or he needs an ayat of Quran to establish a bid'ah that's haram. So next time when you come across this word, remember to say that please can you present a hadith or ayah to establish that this is bid'ah makruh tahrim or haram. Otherwise, bid'ah can be wajib sometimes. So this is important aspect that we need to learn about bid'at, and that's what we learned in hadith number 28. If you don't have any questions, then you are free, you are liberated.